Cleanliness is next to godliness. That is, unless you use a product that contains plastic microbeads to clean yourself. If you woke up this morning and washed your face or brushed your teeth, you may have inadvertently rinsed hundreds of tiny plastic orbs down the drain and into aquatic habitats, where they have devastating effects. Microbeads are tiny plastic spheres less than 1 millimeter in size. We find them in our facial scrubs, parading behind pseudonyms like bursting beads or energizing beads, and we find them in our toothpastes, where they serve no purpose other than providing color. The truth is, if the ingredients of a product include polyethylene or polypropylene, that's plastic. Now, what is the effect of microbeads? You wash your face, you rinse the microbeads down the drain. We had a lot of huge fans of Neutrogena Deep Clean Facial Scrub in the 10 a.m. section. In 0.1 grams of this popular product, which is about 1/10 of the amount you would use to wash your face, a microbead count revealed 7,450 beads. If you scale this up to the full size of the bottle, one single bottle of this product contains 356,000 plastic microbeads. These products are designed to go down the drain. You rinse your face or you spit out your toothpaste, and there go hundreds of tiny plastic beads into our waterways. Then what? The water rushes to wastewater treatment facilities. Microbeads are just too small to be completely filtered out at the wastewater treatment facilities we have today. In a 2015 study by the New York State Attorney General's Office, microbeads were found in 34% of the effluent samples of the wastewater treatment plants surveyed. From there, these microbeads go straight into rivers and they end up in lakes and oceans. How big is the effect of microbeads? Dr. Marcus Erickson, co-founder of the Five Gyres Institute, which is a marine conservation organization, estimates that today our oceans currently contain 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic. But even more alarming is the fact that 92% of this plastic is microplastics, which includes the microbeads. This past September, scientists from 8 renowned conservation organizations around the country got together and they came up with an estimate. The United States emits an estimated 8 billion microbeads per day. If you lined up each one of these 1 millimeter microbeads side by side, you could cover more than 300 tennis courts in a single day. All right, so we emit 8 billion tiny plastic particles into the ocean. They're only 1 millimeter. How big an issue could this be? Well, the fact is, they're absolutely devastating to marine life. We see fish that eat these microbeads thinking that they're fish eggs, so a marine critter thinks it's getting a tasty treat, when in reality, a fish who eats too many of these plastic microbeads will start to feel full, but will receive absolutely no nutritional benefit and may starve to death. Even more alarming is the fact that plastic acts like a sponge for toxins. The polyethylene and the polypropylene that these microbeads are made of absorb what are called persistent organic pollutants. And a 2013 study from graduate students at the University of California, San Diego, found that microbeads are no different. They sequester these persistent organic pollutants, which are non-biodegradable chemical substances that persist in the environment and include such nasty things like flame retardant and the pesticide DDT. So fish eat these toxin-soaked microbeads. The toxins become concentrated as they move their way up the food chain. Guys, we're at the top of the food chain. A 2014 study at Ghent University in Belgium revealed that the average shellfish consumer may consume up to 11,000 microplastics in a single year. 11,000 toxin-soaked plastic particles. While there have been no studies to date that assess the potential toxicity of these microbeads, we can't wait until we start seeing the negative effects. We have to act now. And I propose that since microbeads are so small, they become widely distributed within the water column. And it's a completely unique problem besides the plastic bags and bottles that we're so used to hearing about. Since they're so small, they sink to the bottom of the ocean instead of being pushed to shores like bags and bottles. What this means is there's no efficient way to clean up microbeads once they've been deposited. So any US legislature must focus upstream to be the most effective. Now, unfortunately, since most microbeads are produced overseas, a ban on the production is just not within the scope of US legislature. But a ban on the sale of wastewater entering products would be a good start. These products contain microbeads, they're designed to go down the drain, and companies are knowingly including plastic microbeads, knowing that they will eventually end up in our lakes and oceans. Why do companies use microbeads in their products? There are two main reasons. The first reason is that microbeads are just cheaper than the natural biodegradable alternative, like nut shells or apricot seeds or even sand. Victoria Fantozzi, co-founder of the Chicago-based cosmetics company La Bella Figura Beauty, says that her small company, despite its limited resources, is dedicated to providing microbead-free scrubs to its consumers. And she says that if her small company can do this, there's no reason why larger, multinational, better-known cosmetics companies like Johnson & Johnson and Procter & Gamble can't do the same. The second reason companies use microbeads is that because of their rounded edges, they're actually a less effective exfoliant. So since they don't work as well, you can use the product more often, which means you have to buy the product more often, which means the companies sell more and the companies make more money. Cosmetics companies are polluting our waterways with billions of pieces of plastic every day just to make a quick buck. And once we realize that, we have no choice but to act. Now, companies who do finally abandon these plastic microbeads in favor of a natural, biodegradable alternative will be able to recoup any financial losses they'll see. Young people will be so excited that their cosmetics company cares about the environmental issues, even if they caused the issues in the first place. And they'll be excited to have a product that actually works. So when you find yourself at CVS reaching for that Neutrogena Deep Clean facial scrub with its bursting plastic beads, go for the apricot scrub. While the cost is essentially the same to the consumer, you're saving 300,000 plastic microbeads from ending up in our oceans. The bottom line is, plastic has no place in our water. So let's ban the microbead, because it just makes too much sense. Thank you.